it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie Podcast. Today, it is February 20th, 2024, and I am glad to be with you, glad to hear that everyone's well in my family. We're doing well, and I hope everyone's well in your family. I'm going to actually, I got a story here that I've been trying to talk about for a few days now. And I just basically, I just got to get it off my chest. You know, it's and some sad news in the world, and it happens every day, every minute, every moment. So I basically wanted to get on here and talk about the assassination of Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition to Vladimir Putin. It's amazing that this great man that he just just wiped off the surface of the earth, and he was definitely trying to do good by his people, his comrades in Russia, and definitely trying to be a better person, and it cost him his life. So, and please, want you to like and subscribe to Really Charlie podcast channel on YouTube. Just go in there and give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm on every week, and usually Tuesday and Wednesday doing, the Really Charlie Podcast, or I'm doing the fentanyl facts and stories with Paula Young, and from her fine organization, Achieve Greatness 88.org. So, but today I want to talk about the assassination of Alexei Navalny. The outcry is crazy. You see it all over the world. YouTube is definitely giving different broadcasts from different hosts, different news entities all over, and they're talking about this assassination. And you can't call it anything but that, even though that agents of the government in Russia are denying it, but you got to call a spade, right? All right. So this topic is this news is just is kind of tragic. There you go, you're trying to make things better, you're trying to get in the race and may the best man win, and in this case perhaps the best man lost. Alexei Navalny is got a good following, a huge following from his countrymen and women, and there was a threat. He was a threat. Definitely could have challenged for the presidency of Russia, and so we're going to talk about it today. Feel free to give me a comment here on the podcast, whether it's through YouTube or on Facebook Live. I appreciate it. All right. The assassination of Alexei Navalny sparks international outcry. In a shocking turn of events, Alexei Navalny, the prominent Russian opposition leader and fierce critic of President Vladmir Putin, was reportedly assassinated in Moscow. The Navalny killing has sent shockwaves across the globe, igniting widespread condemnation and calls for justice Very people are upset. They're very, very upset. The 45-year-old political activist was poisoned with a lethal nerve agent while attending a political rally in central Moscow. According to initial reports from the local authorities, witnesses described the scene as chaotic or chaos and panic, and Navalny suddenly fell ill and collapsed during his speech, prompting immediate efforts to rush him to a nearby hospital. Despite frantic attempts by medical personnel, Navalny succumbed to the poison's effects and shortly after his arrival. Crazy. He was being held um, for political, allegations, and now he's dead. Navalny's assassination comes amidst a backdrop of escalating tensions between the Kremlin and its critics, both in Russia and on the international stage. The opposition leader, known for his anti-corruption campaigns and bold critiques of the Russian government. He had survived previous attempts of his life, including poisoning in August 2020, widely believed to have been orchestrated by the Russian state agents, a charge that the Kremlin denies. The international community swiftly condemned Navalny's assassination, with world leaders and human rights organizations denouncing the brazen attack on democracy and political dissent. Calls for a thorough investigation and accountability reverberated across capitals as governments demanded answers and justice for Navalny's untimely demise. Very untimely. Young man, 45 years old, got plenty more life to live. Tragic. In response to the growing outcry, the Russian government vowed to launch a full-scale investigation into Navalny's killing, promising to bring those responsible to justice. However, skepticism loomed large among Navalny's supporters and international observers who questioned that the Kremlin's commitment to impartiality and transparency in the light of past controversies surrounding high-profile political assassinations. So it isn't the first time. It's got a kind of, it's a routine, I guess. As the world mourns for the loss of Alexei Navalny, a charismatic figurehead in the fight for democracy and human rights in Russia, his tragic death has served as a grim reminder of the perils faced by those who dare to challenge authoritarian regimes and speak truth to power. The legacy of Navalny's unwavering courage and steadfast commitment to freedom will endure, inspiring future generations to continue to struggle for a more just, equitable world. So, family man, married, children, daughter is out there in the forefront. His wife is out there in the forefront, and they're talking about these issues. They're talking about everything that the husband or dad had talked about, and now they become, I don't know if they're going to be oppositions. Well, they're going to be oppositions, but I don't know if they're going to be candidates to run in the local election. The country election that's coming up. But anyone running needs to be careful, regardless of what this, Alexei has done. Knowing that this is things that were going to happen. He even has a video out there and talking about his death and that, that his demise, and he definitely knew something was coming. He tried to keep himself safe, but no matter what, they got to him. They got to him by incarcerating him and keeping him locked up until this day, until this moment at 7:55 a.m. February 20th. His wife still doesn't have his remains, doesn't have his body to give him a respectable burial. It's, just think about that. Loved one has passed and you have nothing. You have nothing yet. You know where he's at, but they're not releasing his body. Trying to drink more water. I need to drink water. They say 8 glasses a day. All right. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? How you doing? Yes, God doesn't like ugly. Putin will get his, and hopefully so, Sarah. Sarah, I want to wish you the best. God bless you. God bless your amazing family. And very, very happy to see you coming here. I appreciate you. So, he's Alexei's gone. Very, let me see. He is, you look at this man and how he speaks. He's very captivating. He could have definitely won this election coming up. No doubt. Even though the strength of Putin, I think that he would have definitely changed the power to be in Russia. And I don't know if any change solves the problems that Russia has or the perceptions. But I think the man was a good man, and I think he would have definitely put Russia as a more welcoming country. So, but he like Sarah said, God doesn't like ugly. His extension, his reach is beyond the earth, and God will make things better eventually. All right. So that was, I'm just bringing it out there. I've been listening to a lot of YouTube interviews about this, his passing and the death, and it just got me a little intrigued, and I just wanted to do something on my own channel and talk about this subject. It's it's amazing how that this man Putin could just he just has no fear, no humanity. He just does what he wants, and that is what happens when you put people in place with this tremendous power, especially with a world power like Russia, and they think they're invincible. So there has to be more of an outcry than there is now. If this topic is trending more so than anything else, and when presidents and rulers of different countries are talking about it, they're definitely shaking up the world, and I think Russia's gonna feel the pain, feel the outcry so much that they're gonna feel it immediately. And I think that this upcoming election is gonna be kind of dangerous. I think it's gonna be real dangerous. That someone's gonna send a message, whether it's Putin or whether it's his oppositions. A message is going to be sent during this election. I'm just assuming, but they lost a good one. They totally lost a good one. All right, today on the Really Charlie podcast tonight at 6:30, we will have Lee Rocha. Lee Rocha, cooking under pressure, or cooking with pressure. Man is a friend of mine for a lot of years. He was at first friends of my mom, and now he's my good friend. And he's going to be on here talking about cooking different recipes and with a pressure cooker. He also, we're going to talk about some of his music background and as an artist, vocalist. We're going to talk about that, but many things. It could lead to many other subjects, but that's what we're going to do today at 6:30. So please come back on and join me. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also follow me on Facebook under Charlie Perry. And also we have some Really Charlie. We have a page and we have a group, two different things. So feel free to join that. And if you're on it, invite some of your friends to the page and the group. I appreciate it. All right, everyone, share this podcast. More likes, more subscription would be great. And I'm just trying to bring this story out there, as I will continue to do with many stories. I can podcast every day, so being with you guys is very special. And I know my blessings when I can go back and forth with people and talk and have an open conversation about different things. Also, give people their flowers while they're standing on my podcast, such as we spoke of with Lee Rocha and many other people. If you want to be a guest on the Really Charlie podcast, get back with me, get in touch with me, send me a message. And my email is reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com. Just send me a message and we'll talk about one of the shows. I have a lot of shows coming up, booked for every week, and we will continue to bring you the people that you want to see on the Really Charlie podcast. Don't forget WNB1 Radio. Add that radio station, internet radio, to your devices, whether it's Apple or Android. Listen to music 24 hours, 7 days out of the week. Great list of music, list of hip-hop music, and you definitely will enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it every day in the car while I'm listening, even when I'm at home. Just put it on my phone and boom, listening to the many DJs like Edward Blends and B-Mags. Don't forget B-Mags in the morning with J9. They put on a great show in the morning, Monday through Friday. We have Luxury Tax that are doing a couple of episodes. Right now, they're doing several episodes, and then they're going to hit the airwaves with a bang. Boom. And they're going to be showing you what they're about. We have Straight to the Point Sports Talk, which is every Thursday with B-Mags, Derek Consacio, and Stephen Lopes. And outside the show, they also have comedy shows first Friday of every month that we will be putting on this coming month in March. We have Frank Santos, the comedian hypnotist, that will be playing at the Whalers Suites and Inn on 500 Hathaway Boulevard in New Bedford, Massachusetts. That will be at the end of March. So if you want tickets, check out WNB1.com and we'll get tickets to you. Also, send me a message. I'll get a ticket for you. I have plenty left, but they will sell. We definitely will not have any tickets. Frank Santos is very popular, especially in this area, Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So he will definitely sell out. All right, everyone. I will end this podcast with my favorite song by Lionel Peter Walker. And check you out at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Get back with me. Enjoy my guest, Lee Rocha. He will be on Cooking with Pressure. That's actually the name of his YouTube channel. So check it out on YouTube. Cooking with Pressure. Lee Rocha. All right. So I'm going to end this podcast with my favorite song by Lionel Peter Walker, as I said. And the Walker family, God bless you. You all are definitely making people shine in the city and the community. And I appreciate y'all. All right. Check you out 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Really Charlie podcast. See you tonight.
It's the Really Charlie podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass.